Okay, y'all, we doing good today. I feel like I'm somewhat back to normal, child. Just got finished doing my Bad Boys Houston Part 2 video. Now we on to darn on PValley, which I'm late to yet again, y'all. When my life gets straightened out, I should be back on normal schedule programming. Although it's going to still be another tough, because now I got to make up for lost time and lost income. So even when the situation resolves itself next week, I still probably have to be out putting in hella hours to make my darn wrong car payment and shit next week. Once again, within the next 2 weeks, y'all, we should be back steady. Child, hope that I win this darn Mega Millions concert. Under the Mega Millions is is at the fourth highest in lottery history at 1.02 billion estimate. So it's like, child, with a cash out of around $600 million, child. Let's hope D1 at least get the 5 numbers, at least get $1 million. I'd be okay if I just get $1 million before taxes. But let's go on head over to darn PValley. So we start off with Ernestine having flashbacks of her darn singing down to the paint. And we see the daughter, because we ain't never seen what darn Clifford's mama look like, but we see what the daughter looks like. And then we get a clip of her back in seemingly present day. And then the daughter is in all white. She has a drink for the mama and encourage her to come home. But, you know, Ernestine said, not yet, honey. I ain't ready to go just yet. So then we flash over to Clifford giving a history lesson to Autumn about the paint, talking about you want to sell this and this is a part of history. I did not know it go that far back. I thought it was just something that the grandmother owned, but it seemed like it was something that's been around since the great-great-grandparents. So this is literally generational Passover that's just gone down the shit. So it's like, yeah, there's a lot of history and sentimental value there, but it's like, yeah, at the same time, you can go ahead and take this money and just take some pictures and videos and reminisce on the memories, or you and her are gonna wind up with nothing to get forced out of here. Anyway, they're gonna get this motherfucking land one way or the other. You might as well get some money out of the deal. So I'm with Autumn. It's like, well, bitch, if we forced to move, it's like, shit. And then she brings in the perspective of her daughter. She says she doing this for her daughter that's no longer here, but still the memory. Darn Cliff was insensitive ass talking about the baby's gone. It's like, well, shit, technically your darn all the family members you was mentioning is gone. And then Autumn was like, well, child, Autumn about wanted to say, hell, Ernestine getting ready to check up out of here. Darn talking about Isaac Hayes, is that you? To darn murder. But she darn got a recent offer for $5 million, but she's still waiting for the big dick offer, honey. 5 ain't going to do it, honey. We need 10 and better, honey. Darn Miss Autumn says she a size queen, honey. She want a nice size 10 meal, baby. Honey, I ain't mad at it, child. Go on here and get your $6.7 million, because she's still adamant on at least giving Clifford 31%. See, she better than most, because hell, technically she didn't have to give Clifford nothing. She gave Clifford 15% ownership of the club. So even if we was going to go into that, technically Clifford will only be obligated to get 1.5 mil off of 10. But honey, she darn going double his double his stake in the in his club, because of the, you know, hiding the body and all of that. As y'all can tell from the change of location, just too good to be damn true. And I'm going to include the first clip where I started off. We're going to start off where we left off. We is not going to allow no raggedy bitch to darn interrupt our darn video flow. So I guess I can turn this AC down since it ain't as hot right now, even though I'm heated. Good news is, she leaks piss clean. They darn go to orientation on Monday. Damn, orientation 6:45 in the fucking morning, which means, well, hell, bitch, be back in by 2 o'clock. And then I think with Smithfield, they only got a 3-day orientation. So technically, then I had to still see a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I don't know what technically they work week is, because, you know, Smithfield is a whole nother beast. It's like, I think Smithfield is like 4 days on, 3 days off. I don't know. And I think Smithfield, they work Sunday, so it's like, Lord, I don't know what my schedule going. Just when I thought we was going to come up on a decent schedule within the next 2 weeks, I don't know. Y'all pray for me. But I think I was at the point where I was talking about Clifford and darn Autumn going back and forth, right? And then we go over to darn Ernestine is back in the house. And then once again, here we go to with the little gems that the creator does. Cause I was like, I heard that catchphrase before. It's sure enough, the term when Murder ended up cooking smothered pork chops, candied yams, collard greens, and cornbread. That is actually a line from darn Waiting to Exhale. I ain't seen Waiting to Exhale in some years, but just certain stuff stick out to me. Did y'all catch that reference? And then Ernestine mentions about smelling death on darn Murder the night that he came in bloody. Then we go over to Keyshawn, aka Mississippi, M.I. crooked eye, humpback eye. She sees Autumn in the store and makes up an excuse that she needs some makeup. So she goes to the other aisle where she left Derek with the babies. And Autumn trying to convince her to get out that toxic situation. See, Autumn ain't all bad. She trying to give Clifford $3.1 million for the paint. She saved the paint, and now here she is rescuing Mississippi when everybody else didn't even check on Mississippi. But y'all just trying to make Autumn seem like she's a self-centered bitch. But neither here nor there, she trying to convince Mississippi to leave Derek, but the baby don't cry it out and she had to run and tend to the baby. Then we get Mercedes done lied to the door to say they were going to some sort of TCB mart. They don't pass by. They going an hour out to Jacksonville to the Planned Parenthood clinic. And once again, she was already told some bullshit stories, but before we get to that, she ended up having to stop towards this restaurant to throw up again. First they pulled over to the service station, then she had to stop to go pee at the restaurant. Looked like it's the same restaurant that that old girl's mother used to work at, I believe. Well, no, that was a different restaurant. Patrice Woodbine and Mercedes is having flashbacks. Mercedes was pimped out by her mother somewhat to flirt with people to get out of paying for the dinners and shit. But then she gonna be upset to see a condom in her daughter's purse though. Once again, the definition of a holy hypocrite. Done whoop a Mercedes ass in the store. And then we flash back as soon as the car door slams as Mercedes' daughter gets back in the car. So they still going to Jacksonville. Mercedes talks about how even Beyonce, Serena, the richest female athlete, the highest paid touring entertainer, entertaining at almost died giving birth on the table. Yet you think you equipped for it and you just 14. Yet these women have millions upon millions of dollars and almost still die. And the racial discrepancies. And you more melanated than both of them and ain't got not even a percent of their finances. But moving on from there, Ernestine has left the house, y'all. Then we go back to I done already talked about Terica at the Mark and stuff. Oh, we done zip fast. Child, this might be a little quick review, honey. I'm already halfway through my notes. Terica gets slick with darn on Mercedes. Mercedes end up slapping the shit out of Terica. Terica talking about she'll never do that to her child. Mercedes said, well, bitch, I thought the same thing too, and now we here. Meanwhile, the mom, the stepmama don't know shit, aka the auntie. Because Montavious was the fiance to Mercedes' older sister. So the stepmama is really the auntie as well. She's completely oblivious. Now hopefully this shit don't ever comes out about what they end up doing. Because I can see the drunk auntie trying to use that as leverage against Mercedes to keep Terica. But my thing is this, I think even at 14 though, it's still it's ultimately the darn mother's choice, so it's Terica's decision all along. So I don't know how the court would feel about Mercedes taking her to the abortion clinic when theoretically, you know, Mercedes didn't sign off on the papers or nothing. It was all Terica. She just provided the transportation. And meanwhile, she mentioned, well, why the hell Kellon ain't darn going taking you? The darn boyfriend, who's also 14. Neither one of them ain't supposed to be driving. That's why. He actually wants the baby. He talking about he darn going to help raise her. I was like, oh, Lord. Don't be in no struggling situation like darn Keyshawn over there, honey. Now, although from what we see, Terica ain't in no abusive situation, but still, the financial situation, yeah, it's best that y'all wait till later on in life. And then, meanwhile, we flash back over the Clifford and murder. They end up finding Ernestine in the darn they finding pieces of Ernestine's clothes in the woods, but they still ain't got a hold of Ernestine yet. Go back over to Terica and Mercedes. They arrive at the clinic, and we got all these Black Lives Matter and darn pro rights. And honey, I got a whole video to talk about the hypocrisy. Because honey, when I tell you Mercedes hit the nail on the head talking about y'all care about the rights of a fetus up until it's born. Child, Walgreens, I got to go on a little tangent real quick. Walgreens is out here denying women their medications, denying contraceptives based off of religious beliefs. And then now, people going to get pregnancy tests and getting free Enfamil during a national baby shortage. So we sending Enfamil to somebody whose baby's more likely ain't due for 8 months, 6 to 8 months, and further depriving people who have children. Like, once again, the darn Republican Party is so backwards. It's like, well, hell, y'all going to kill off your own darn kind, because this is really about saving white people. But it's like, y'all doing dumb shit like this. Y'all gonna, what's the point of darn protecting the fetus rights when you darn gonna put a baby up the darn potentially die when it gets here? Because you giving darn Enfamil to a darn person, because the pregnant woman can't take the Enfamil. The Enfamil is meant for the damn baby. And then what's not to say, but I'm going too far into it. But yeah, that's a little sample of my thoughts on that story about women going to Walgreens getting pregnancy tests, and then all of a sudden they end up getting and I ain't talking about no sample either. Like, they got the full cans of Enfamil. Do y'all not know how expensive Enfamil is? And darn they giving it out. Walgreens is giving out to darn women who got a pregnancy test. You don't even know if it came up positive. So what if the pregnancy test was negative? Pregnancy test negative, and this darn woman got darn 2 cans of free Enfamil. Meanwhile, a woman's going to the store trying to search for Enfamil. She got a 6-week-old baby. Darn Enfamil off the shelves because y'all bitches over here darn giving it to darn people with pregnancy tests. Ooh, when I tell you Walgreens, I'm going to cuss their ass the fuck out. But honey, back to our regular scheduled programming. Y'all look out for that video right there. But anyways, Terica finds out that she's on the cuffs in Chucalissa. I think they in Mississippi. She's 14 weeks and 4 days, so I guess they only have like a few days. They said a week left or something, so I guess the cutoff in Chucalissa is like 15 weeks or so. And her dipsy ass, she heard from somebody who heard from somebody's friend of a darn going mother that if you get an abortion, you get cancer. Girl, what type of stupid shit is that? What type of stupid? You heard from somebody that ain't got no damn medical degree. You get an abortion, you get cancer. Girl, bye. But moving on. Then we go over to Cliff. Let me see. Murder and Cliff arrived just in time before doggone Ernestine. Honey, Ernestine was ready to jump in the Mississippi River. She talking about, I got to go home to see my dog. Honey, she just all the way out of it. Then she said something about Beulah. Murder was asking who's Beulah or whatnot. So I was like, yeah, you can tell these motherfuckers from the South. Ernestine. Honey, I'm still getting used to referencing Loretta as Ernestine, because y'all know there's only one Ernestine in my book, and that's Miss Ernestine on the plantation, honey. I'm mad that show got canceled, honey, in season 2. Just when the shit was getting good. Y'all know what I'm talking about, Underground, right? With Miss Amira Vine. And congratulations to Miss Amira Vine again, because she was somebody who had a difficult time getting pregnant because she's older. She's like 40 some years old, and high risk pregnancy off the gate. She just not too long ago had a baby, making it difficult for folks like her to get an Enfamil Walgreens. But neither here nor there. Honey, darn going Ernestine. I always think of Ernestine as the head mulatto over there at the darn going plantation. But Ernestine over here in Chucalissa was trying to darn going drench herself in the Mississippi River. Murder ends up getting her some water to pour on her face, because she said, well, honey, if you ain't gonna let me darn gonna go in the Mississippi River, at least give me some damn water. If I'm going to go out, don't let me go out hot and dehydrated. At least let me be dehydrated if I'm going to go, honey. Because I had a flashback of how they did her on Lifetime. I was like, yeah, she deserves to go out at least hydrated, because the last time Loretta died on camera, this bitch darn skin was just as dry and ashy. She was looking like she was close to death. She up in the hospital, and then she got the darn crumbs of chicken. I was like, y'all couldn't even wipe the crumbs of darn fried chicken up off of Miss darn Loretta Devine. Shout out to the icon Loretta Devine, honey. But anyways, they end up getting her back to the house. But unfortunately, she ended up having to go into the hospital. Then we go over to Mercedes, giving the keys to to Clifford. Mercedes giving the keys to Terica and saying either we're going back home or we're going to Jackson. This was after another heated exchange. Came out that Mercedes didn't even originally want it, Terica. Patrice would by force to have the baby, but she was grateful that she ended up having the baby. So we thought, Terica was going to follow in the similar footsteps, especially since she always wanted the baby. She actually did the opposite. We end up seeing her gonna go to Jacksonville. She done end up having the abortion. She talking about is she going to go to hell, this, that, and the third, for having the abortion. Mercedes be like, well, hell, we going to be right next to each other if you do. And it's like, well, shit, with all the requirements to get in darn heaven, hell don't feel so bad at the moment, honey. I'm sure they got they say it's a cold place in hell somewhere, so it's like you don't have to worry about burning too tough, because there's too many strict rules in heaven. So girls, if you in hell ain't gonna be that bad. Don't take my word too far. Don't take me too seriously. I'm not religious, so take that with a grain of salt. Meanwhile, we go over to Murder, playing around in Clifford's clothes, talking about voguing and all this, that, and the third. They end up making out with for the first time without a condom. And I'm trying to figure out, why do I look like I'm in the 1970s clip? Like, I hope this darn going color scheme don't look this awful on the playback, because I am looking like I'm in a 1970s damn film. Like, I'm looking at myself in the camera, and I have this weird orangish tone haze on me. But anyways, y'all here to hear me talk, not see my face any damn way. Most of y'all listen to me in the background. So I guess the color being off don't really matter. But anyways, yeah, darn gone Clifford ends up topping darn gone Murder, honey. I was like, child, you know, the folks was pissed off the other week with darn gone Teak getting the darn gone cakes clapped. Honey, the man was darn gone was too much in their feelings about darn gone. They just came to terms with darn gone Clifford, because they view Clifford as the film girl, so they ain't necessarily mind Clifford being topped or whatnot. But the men that watch this show still can't grasp the darn on two masculine men. Honey, this is really about to fuck them up. Darn on Clifford being a feminine top, like a girl. Honey, that's honey, I can't wait to see the darn on tweets, honey, this week, honey. I know the darn on heteros gonna be in their feelings, and we don't give two fucks, honey. And then over there, Autumn pays a visit to Mississippi at the house. She had a present for the baby. Honey, the reverse psychology of handing it over to Derek, the gift, you know, jingling the gift in Derek's face, knowing that Derek ain't going to take the gift. Autumn going to take the gift. So Autumn ends up getting the gift. As darn on Autumn is telling the darn on story about how she married a man that put her in a fine story house, but you know, she made it like fictional, like it was giving, you know, a horror story tease, but it's really her real life situation. But she's putting 30 on 10 with the darn on, the man had teeth like knives, and she carried her you know, she carried her tears. She carried a purse full of bags to hold her tears, and then, you know, one day the purse just exploded, and, you know, she could swim, but her baby couldn't. So it was a whole bunch of metaphors, because, you know, she's down there from Louisiana. Now, in real life, for people who keep darn on questioning her accent, and it's not being authentic, she's from, you know, England. So, of course, her southern accent is not truly authentic, but in the story arc, Haley is from Louisiana. She darn going, I guess, I don't know if the flood was darn on hurricane. What was the flood that hit Louisiana many years ago? I can't even think of it right now, because once again, I have not ate a proper meal in weeks. I'm all sorts of malnourished, disoriented, so my normal thought process is gone, y'all. Stuff that I would naturally know off the top of my head, I cannot think of right now. But the storm that hit darn on Louisiana, that devastated Louisiana back in like 2005, I wonder, is that the darn going flood that darn going got matter of fact, I think I could Google search it real quick. Well, no, because I don't even feel like darn gonna turn it on this hotspot on my darn going tablet. But y'all know what I'm talking about. The flood that hit Louisiana, I think that's the flood that took her baby, and she's been having that trauma for all these years. But the way that they make it seem like, that flood just happened like just a couple years ago. It seemed like it just, but this show is filmed in modern day, like 2022. That's why I'm confused. But then again, darn going, Louisiana stays with floods, honey. So she could be referencing a similar catastrophic event, but not to the level of 2004, 2005, but a similar catastrophic event. But she made the metaphor that her tears drowned her baby. And then, you know, Autumn opens up not Autumn, but Mississippi, Keyshawn ends up opening up the darn going gift, and it's a phone. Because, honey, I done figured that darn old boy got a tracker on the phone and she can't really get out or anything. So she got the burner phone. And she said, when you ready to darn get out this situation, go ahead and Google search my name and then call me. Child, look like Keyshawn took Autumn up on her offer, because the next week previews, we see Derek pleading Keyshawn not to go and all this, that, and the third. I was like, honey, Keyshawn done got that burner phone and done finally got a hold to the authorities. Now, I know some of y'all's probably asking, well, why didn't she why didn't she call the authorities or nothing the first time? Because, you know, he probably got that phone set up where the phone calls are automatically forwarded over. Like, if she was to try to call out to anybody, it'd probably be rerouted to his phone or some shit like that. Or he can somehow know when she's calling somebody and he'll intercept it or something like that. Because I can imagine that's why she probably ain't called the authorities. And then Chucalissa, it seems like it's a small town because we only see the same couple of officers. So it's like, well, shit. And then he seemed like he's friends with Derek's family, so I guess that's why she didn't feel comfortable with the local authorities. But honey, she find out who Haley is next week. And honey, Mississippi finally getting out, honey, like J-Lo got, well, no, I can't say J-Lo, because J-Lo ended up whooping ass, child. Now, Mississippi, we look, girl, you got that stripper strength, but honey, Derek got that crazy country boy martial artist white boy strength. So honey, we don't want you trying to J-Lo his ass. I don't think you will win that fight. Just stick to what Haley's putting you up to. But that is it, y'all. That is my thoughts for this week's episode of PValley. Looking forward to episode 8, because we see quite a few things going on in next week's episode, y'all. We coming down to the wire. We only got like 3 episodes left. The creator said that this is a 10 episode season and we on episode 8. So it's like, are we gonna, that house don't never gonna stay rented out too long. That house is empty yet again, y'all. And then the house over here look like it's finally gone. Y'all know I was going to tell y'all about these houses around here, because honey, Diva One is still looking to get the fuck up out of my damn situation. But back to PValley. Like I said, next week is looking like it's going to be good, but I'm trying to figure out, like, is we going to be left on a cliffhanger for the mayor race? Because I know they ain't about to wrap up the mayor race within 3 episodes, right? I know they ain't about to wrap that up within 3 episodes. But that is it, y'all. Let me go ahead and head to Walmart. I thought I was going to head to the house, but like shit, I'm already in the damn car. I'm out of damn food. My life ain't going to get to halfway back to normal until at least next week. I need to at least keep my health up as much as possible. So I will be back next week with PValley.